Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And shalom to Akim, pushing this word around the globe with faith and in truth and in sincerity. This is Brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, coming back with another lesson for the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other 17 nations because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Jacob, who was then later named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. Alright, so I've got another article here from eveningstandard.co.uk, and it says police crackdown in London as officers get tougher on lockdown flouters. So it says police have been cracking down on COVID rule breakers, arresting lockdown protesters and busting a games night in a restaurant as part of a tougher approach across the capital. The Met is strengthening its COVID policing following Mayor Sadiq Khan's warning that London's hospitals face being overwhelmed as coronavirus infections soar. Deputy Assistant Commissioner Matt Twist warned last week, said that the rule breakers can't feign ignorance and that COVID laws banning gatherings and requiring face masks in a number of indoor settings would be enforced. Following his tough statements, officers swooped on a group of 30 anti-lockdown protesters in Clapham Common on Saturday afternoon. 16 people were arrested and 22 were fined. Excuse me. In another breach, a Hackney gym owner was given £1,000 fixed penalty notice for offering lockdown workouts. Police was deployed after a tip-off and found a gym in Steen Street open and 3 people inside on Friday morning. Officers broke up a domino game at a restaurant in Whitechapel Road with the players hiding in a dark room. Fucking ridiculous, isn't it? 13 people were hit with fines after a raid on December 29th when the capital was under Tier 4 rules. They had flouted the ban on households mixing. On New Year's Eve, the Metropolitan Police were called to 58 unlicensed music events and parties across London. Police across the country are now reviewing their tactics with dealing COVID rule breakers. And that's that. Basically, as we always say, we're approaching the end of this thing now because Esau's coming down with great wrath. Where are we? Revelation 12:12. Good one as always. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Another precept I want to get, bear with me. Isaiah chapter 10 verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and they which write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. So why is all this happening? Because for their great pride the city shall be troubled. Yes, 2nd Esdras 8 in verse 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Let me read that again. For many great miseries shall be done to them, that in the later time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. 2 Esdras 9:1. He answers me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the Highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case which have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when yet as a place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. So that's why this is all happening, because of the great pride of these people. The city shall be troubled, so that's why this is all going down. It's the will of the Most High Yahweh, and it's going to culminate with the return of his son Yahushua, which is going to break apart this kingdom ruled by Esau, Babylon the Great, and it's going to set up the everlasting kingdom for us Israelites, wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to you, Arkim, pushing this word around the globe with faith in the truth and in sincerity, and until the next lesson I'm able to do, Lord willing, I say Shalom.